deployed, but he will do the job. Peter has the bomb, but I don't think he'll get to plant it because Tom's already in CT. That's an important kill. Geng.G make it to 10.
Yeah, some damage being output there. They could have absolutely had the bomb. I think because of the early success, when Peter gets that AK-47, instead of going for the bomb plant, he's like, you know what, maybe I can help out and we can actually win the round. They can still buy, so I guess the lack of a bomb plant is not going to be devastating, although they would have had a fair few more grenades if they would have gone for it. Hard to judge them at that point in time, I guess. But 14 to 10.
Crashies has done 376 damage of utility.
All right.
And Mitch 281.
Oh,
and yeah, that would have been another catastrophe for Geng.G. Lucky to get away with that. Got to be careful. We've seen some wild sprays through the smoke already, and Dapper looks for more. Automatic hiding in the corner. Mollies will stop him rotating for now. Does he try and look over the smoke? Does he dare with all this spray, or does he choose to fall back instead? Maybe that's staying his welcome. Dapper makes his way into the window. So FPX have got really strong position.
See, AK versus AWP. He's got the right angle for it. Looked like it could have been a headshot. He's all the way down to 48, but it will be automatic to pick up that win. And they're going to leave Geng.G and Connector rotating. Maybe everyone else. PTR is also hanging around middle, which is, at this point, somewhat dangerous from that window. They're going to go back instead. Looks like it's going to be a B hit, which, if they go in the next 10 seconds, might be genius. They just have to make it past Som, and how do they have no smokes, though? Flashes are going to be... It's going to be hard to flash him at that range.
Yeah, they may have to use bodies instead.
That's rough.
Oh, that is perfect timing. Just as they start rotating, Som makes his way. He's in battle sniper mode now, with his teammate posting up. But if there's a peek from above the van, well, I wouldn't be surprised if Som delivered the kill. Mitch with the bomb heads towards the site itself. Crashes, doesn't see Som creeping. 28 seconds, second kill for Som. Picked the right position. Great headshot into Peter, leaving Geng.G alone with $200 in the bank. He'll get something out of this. He's got 18 seconds to do as much damage as possible. Deploying the grenades, trying to buy some space for himself. Sees the trajectory. Bender taken out 1 versus 3. 10 seconds. Considering falling back maybe, but he won't be able to. Geng.G make it to 11.
What a great round from Som. That was insane. First kill is that's just clever play, stopping the bomb and buying time. But the fact that he lived through running into the AK-47 is sort of ridiculous. Yeah, this is just intelligent play coming out, but this is where he should have died. Unbelievable.
Nice.
14-11. They may have let them live for too long.
Yeah, I really feel like big opportunities were lost multiple times from FPX, and they're on eco territory again. And with Geng.G creeping closer and closer, you wonder if that'll be in the back of their minds as they try to convert more rounds. 2 disasters in this half for Funplus. But they are the ones who are still at 14. However, Geng.G will soon be on 12, you would imagine. The Eagles and P250s out. No flashes for the T side. Geng.G didn't need someone there, eco. But perhaps the T's will. Crashies, Geng.G and Dapper to try and get an opening kill at long ranges with these Desert Eagles.
Slight miss there with the AWP. Always a bit dangerous when you're facing that Deagle. Coaster, bit of a wide swing, but he's going to be getting that kill. And since they're picking up some more behind it, it looks like they'll be really safe in this particular round. No one going down on Geng.G's side, and none will at the end of it. 14 to 12. I don't know. If you're in the FPX side of this from the beginning, and you know you were celebrating as they were just looking like they were about to run it all the way home, you might start to feel a little bit of nervousness creeping in.
Yeah, nervousness, an upset stomach, perhaps.
Quite likely at the moment.
Not comfortable. By measure. 4 rounds in a row for Funplus, getting 6 from the last 7. There's a lot of momentum in their favour. Maybe doubts for FPX. 2 towards A. Generally tells the intentions of a T side. Double. Oh my god, he's been headshot 3 times and he's still alive.
Oh, and he's hoping for the jump, isn't he? Might have just seen that. Doesn't matter. Som will continue.
He is. Som is a sick player. I'll admit that. He's very, very good.
We're being taught a real lesson right now. If we were sleeping on him before, if we weren't quite ready, yeah, this is a convincing performance. 23, I think, top of the scoreboard just now.
It's so crazy considering how young he is, man. It's great to see. But I mean, again, that's all well and good. But Geng.G still needs to start winning matches, and this is a chance for them.
Look at the stack on A. I mean, this is sort of stack that it's either going to work brilliantly, which I reckon it will. It's very hard to clear out all these spots, but it could also collapse. Like, they're all so trapped on the bomb site. Automatic falling back now, and that's going to at least mean he can snipe from the background. We'll see. Kusta Daps with some opening kills.
35 seconds on the clock. Geng.G's alone now in the 1 versus 5. And I don't feel like it's happening, man. It's slipping away, Anders.
It's truly slipping away. 14 to 13. This is getting really uncomfortable. Someone who picked FPX to win the whole series, I'm starting to feel that way. They had their chance, though. I mean, there's nothing else to say about it.
They've had multiple chances.
Yeah.
More than one. Just haven't been able to clean up. And sometimes you're going to get one deed, man. But, yeah. It would be very unfortunate if they were to lose this with the position they put themselves in. Once again, they're on the pistols now. 3 smoke grenades out, some flashes as well. A with smokes. The only strat anybody knows in a puck. Let's see if it work out for Funplus Phoenix. Peter will take out the first place. They've got a rifle now, and they've got... I was going to say they had the flashes to maybe go for a push towards CT. Dapper will do so anyway, bursting through the smoke. They will take the gamble because what have they got to lose at this point? Looking over the smoke is Geng.G with an AK-47, but he will choose to fall back.
I was going to say, I think maybe he could have just stood up right then and there. Bentet, some excellent spray coming through. Geng.G will get one, but now the rest of the forces coming in. The bomb is kind of planted here for the jungle, so maybe they could get the lineup. Geng.G with a nice kill. No idea if they're defusing inside there. Not yet. Mitch with a nice flank around. Geng.G, they've gone so far. They should be able to bring this one home. Some missed eagle shots, and all of the opportunity slips away. Bomb is going to get defused. FPX, that could and maybe should have been their round towards the end there.
That was it right there with that deagle. Obviously, he needed to jump.
Just well,
no, that's very unfortunate. I think a lot of people are getting the kill there, so that's got to be frustrating for him. But it is what it is. It's over, and they've got to focus on the buy round now. 14 apiece. Opportunity has come and gone, but here we are. They've got to start doing something now.
6 in a row for Geng.G to get to this position. And as much as FPX have, you know, been right on the edge of taking this away, it's not really happening. How did Kusta take all this damage? There's no one near him. Did he walk into a Molotov that they themselves put down? I think he did.
Self-flagellating on the ramp.
That's what you're into, I guess.
It's not, I mean, maybe it's what he's into, I don't know.
Oh, all right.
Not me. Anyway, you can see the grenade lined up with the aerial if you're on 1080p with the classic setting on your POV to deliver the smoke towards top connector. And there's a response from the CTs, an incendiary, very expensive flames. Now, the bomb is heading towards the B bomb site. They're in position to split. There's only 2 players here for Geng.G towards this B bomb site. That rotation is so long for Geng.G. And that alone may help them win this round. We've got Geng.G running distraction in the meantime, but they've got to get these entries towards B.
I can't believe Geng.G's alive, bumping into the wall like that. But as long as he's in the connector, he's keeping 3 people at the A bomb site. Daps will get 1 kill on PTR. Bentet will shut down Dapper. This is such a huge defense. They are alone, as you were pointing out. If they didn't defend this bomb site, the backup would never get there in time. Wow, 15 to 14, Geng.G at map point.
I feel like they waited so long to make a play in towards the B bomb side there, but regardless of that, the 2 players on B were enough. And Funplus Phoenix look to have run out of steam completely. Since Geng.G started winning rounds on their CT side, they've only put 1 round on the board. And again, he had multiple opportunities versus pistols to really get this one in the bag, but there we go. It hasn't felt like they were going to win this for a while. Som's carrying a third AWP, but he's got a rifle as well, so we'll see what he does with that. I missed the 1.6 days we could just run and spam G and just properly juggle the weapons.
I agree completely. Wow. Exploding crashes in the middle. Not a good start here for FPX. Man, this is going to be a painful loss. This is going to be hard to shake, I think, going into the second map. Geng.G will go down, defeated by Kusta, who's swinging wide for a second kill. Great play from Kusta. And PTR is going to be alone in a 1 versus 4. They had it all going on, but they gave it away. And that 16-14 Geng.G will steal away Mirage. That hurts. That hurts to watch.
Yeah, I can't help but be disappointed at Funplus Phoenix there. And the opportunities they had to take that game, that really slipped out of their hands on multiple occasions. But here we are. Geng.G have been gifted in some ways, Mirage. They had to make that comeback on a CT half as well. But I feel like it should never have been in their power.
No, I mean, it felt like it was pretty much gone. So, I mean, good luck. I guess it's good on them for sticking into it and not giving up in the middle of that game. But what did they win, like 8 rounds in a row towards the end?
A lot. Yeah,
a lot of rounds. See if they could do just as well or maybe even better on the second map. It's coming up after the break.
From FPX. Swell team. They wanted to give us, on the one hand, a really entertaining first game, excitement, still keep it a cool series though, so we can have 3 maps. Right, jokes aside, what on earth was this, Potter?
Oh man, it's just the same storyline for Funplus Bears. We're talking about in the green room. This is deja vu once more. Maui Snake didn't believe that it could happen, but it did. I mean, 14-7, I believe, on NUKE. Funplus Bears had all the advantages that they could ask for. And once again here on Mirage, 14-8, they were up. And all of a sudden, Geng.G, I mean, we got to give kudos to their B defense. I think Som and Bentet, they put an absolute showstopper over at that B bomb site, particularly Som. That AWP presence, the way his decision making, it all led up to the fact that they were able to claw back and get back into this. But Geng.G has got to be counting their lucky stars. They didn't really deserve to win this Mirage.
Yeah, this again just makes me think that Geng.G, they don't really go into a game understanding how they're going to win it. They just know that they have a lot of ways to not lose it. And I love that we saw flashes of Anaheim Som here. I mean, this is an LA tournament. It took him a while to get over, but finally he has arrived, and it's what you want to see from the young star. Really snappy shots, great op work at that B site, like Christine was saying, and man, Funplus Phoenix, though, you just have to really be hurting here because you have a few players that are somewhat veterans in the NA scene. Peter, who Geng.G hyped up as being a great moral leader, he should have been able to rally the troops at some point. And Mitch, he's been a mainstay in North American rosters for a while now, but he was flubbing deagle shots as well. He was behind Automatic at one point, and he missed 3 just pretty easy deagle shots, and that just got away from Funplus Phoenix in a way that I'm not sure if they can recover from, because that just hurts so much emotionally.
Yeah, I think the wild thing for me was this is another game where the scoreboard was a little bit misleading. Even though Geng.G was leading those first rounds, they were very competitive rounds. Like, I'd say over the first 20 rounds or so, I had it heavily towards FPX. They looked awesome. But down the stretch there, I mean, that's a collapse entirely. I don't even know how much of that. I can credit the fragging to Geng.G, but stylistically, they just sat there and shot people who came out of choke points. So what do we think of the overall performances for both teams here?
For Funplus Phoenix, I really like that they had a nice game plan on their T side. When things weren't going well on their defaults, then Peter switched it up to a set play. When things on set plays weren't going well, I mean, he would go back to default. He gave people a good amount of freedom, and it gave him that 14-8 lead, but it's just, in terms of emotions and in terms of just making sure that the troops are all there together, they're centered, they're focused, he did an awful job. Mitch, I thought, would come together at some point too, because he's a veteran player, but he failed just as everyone else did.
I gotta agree. I don't know if it was an awful job. It certainly wasn't up to par. It's those anti-ecos, right? I believe Geng.G got away with winning 2 of them in just this map alone. And those small rounds that just all of a sudden turned a favor hugely in Geng.G's favor, not only in the round itself, but economically wise, all of a sudden they've got all the guns to work with. So these small rounds, I think, if Funplus Bears puts a little more emphasis on, they should have a different look on Inferno, maybe more dominant.
Well, it's key to point out this was the pick of Geng.G, to be fair, so this actually would have been a crazy upset to begin in the series. Going into Inferno, the pick of FPX, this is a map that Geng.G came into the tournament picking, but there's a reason why the opponent's picking anything, right?
Yeah, and this whole situation, though, it does remind me of the Mad Lion series where, yeah, they got it really close on the opponent's map pick, but it was a similar collapse. And I'm just curious, even though they're going to their map pick, just like they went to Dust 2 against Mad Lions, now that they're going to Inferno on their own map pick here, are they going to still have composure? Or is that last game, because it just felt like it slipped from their fingertips, are they just going to linger on that? Are they just going to be so focused on the fact that, hey, we should have just won that last map? Can they bring it all together? That's the biggest question I have for them right now.
For me as well, that composure aspect, when we said deja vu, this is exactly deja vu, because not only is that 14-7 flip around where Funplus Bears loses it, but Inferno was also the second map. Now, this time around, I believe they'll be starting on that T side, which again, they started on the T side. They were only able to get away with 3 rounds. So this time around, they've got to put a lot more emphasis on that banana control. They had a lot of good looks towards it, but 3 rounds is just not enough. So this time around, I'm sure they're looking for more of that 6-7 round aspect on the T side.
Yeah, I think what was brutal as well is obviously PTR actually was fragging pretty well. So from one guy you expect to not really have a good fragging game in the server over to a couple of other guys who I've seen sometimes struggle to get the crosshair and press that left mouse button correctly. It's Anderson and James Wildorf.
There are plenty of clips of that. Do you know what? People only clip the fails on my stream. I stream for like 8 hours at a time almost every day.
Call it Twitch VOD, James. It actually just saves automatically.
Presumably, that's why they watch half of them. They're like, this will be funny.
People want to see me mess stuff up, actually, and I do deliver. I do deliver on multiple occasions, so...
I don't know. I find I can get, like, sort of reasonably good at Counter-Strike if I just play consecutively, which I never do, but whenever I try and stream, I just get so nervous about, you know, the Twitch call. For some odd reason, I just can't handle it.
Yeah.
So I don't have the constitution for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm like in the show matches. You know, I'm like, oh god, it's just
here we go.
I feel the pressure in the show matches. But anyway, enough about me.
FPX and Geng.G. It's going to be second map here at a best of 3, and we are in the lower bracket. If you lose this, especially for FPX, if you lose this map, you are out, which I think, you know, again, given how close that first map was, could be a bit rough. Nice trade, and automatic and crashes out of this pistol round. We'll see if Geng.G can win a pistol round here.
I'm interested in these pistols from Funplus Phoenix. Again, we see the utility. They've got a plan. They've got some ideas, and maybe they can still execute that with 4 players alive and most of their grenades. Minute 20 on the clock as Geng.G focus on the A-bomb site for the most part. Som making his way over as well, but he's unsure, which leaves him in CT where he's not so much useful. Here comes a burst into the A-bomb site. You wonder if he can rotate in time. Dap still has a smoke and a flashbang at the very least, and Som will have to swing off of that. Som has the defuse kit in this party, looking for the dry peaks first, but no one's showing.
Which is smart. Definitely want to leave Som alone in this particular position. He's outrageous so far in the series. Smoke towards the pit. It's not going to cover everything, and it'll be easy to play around. We'll see if they can make it through. Dap's leading the charge with the P2000, and Som has found at least a couple of targets. He'll find actually Dap's to get the kill, and I think he's in a lot of trouble in here. Out of bullets and out of teammates, and it'll be FPX to win a 3rd pistol round.
That is not too shabby at all. Again, I really do think Geng.G's pistol round stats. I mean, from the last few games I've seen them, they've sucked, but I do wonder if there's a longer-term trend as well. Something for them to look at the very least. Kusa picks up the Nova. That's interesting. I like the Nova, actually. I'm a fan of the Nova. On a map such as this, I think that big concentrated cannon can do a lot. Automatic loves himself some scout on these 4 spies. And he's dangerous with it, but again, like, I'm just seeing this all too often in the second round because they keep losing these pistols.
Yeah, I mean, Scout could definitely, I mean, especially in combination with the Nova shotgun, right? If you can just get a couple of shots in with the Scout. Because it's got the Bison in play from Mitch. It's very exciting.
It's like, what, isn't it $1,500? I want to say it's $1,500. I can check, actually. I've got the spreadsheet up. Because I feel like still, why would you buy it versus a Mac 10 in a round such as this anyway, which is, what, 1050? Getting tagged by the Scout, 2 plays in the red with no one. So come on, here comes the Nova. Big damage. Lots of money as well. Looking for that 3rd frag. It's like $900 a kill, I think.
It's ridiculous. And that 2nd kill, he exploded him right out of the sky. What a round from Kusta. That was incredibly well done. Love to see it. 1-1. The FPX don't care about putting the pistol if they're going to lose the 2nd one. And Geng.G making up for that. It's going to give them some Mac 10s that they upgrade into. They buy some M4s behind it. And there's going to be no armor and just the AK-47 on Dapper in this round. So could be a bit of a smooth run for Geng.G in the start of this second map here. You know,
Bison's 1,400.
1,400.
But still, versus 1050 of the Mac 10, I feel like it's a waste of money.
You get a lot of bullets.
You do get a lot of bullets. You do. I feel like it would have more utility on the CT side where they're rushing into you as opposed to like swinging.
That's probably true, yeah. Listen, I don't even know if I want to argue it from like a... Oh, okay. We'll save that for a second as Dapper is going to clean up that bomb site, changing the corner, and he's shooting as he's going. What a great way to do that. And boy, another one. FPX stealing the round right back. That is actually outrageous.
That's over. Now all you can do is lose the rifle at this point.
Well, then back to the previous point. I don't...
You really love this Bison, don't you?
I really... Well, I don't want to argue it from like, you know, is the Bison better than the Mac 10? I just want to argue it as like it's like a comforting thing. It's something fun about having that many bullets, you know? It's like with the Negev. It's not that it's necessarily better than any other weapon, but the feeling of just continuously shooting like that, there's something almost cathartic about it. It's like a form of therapy, James.
So here are the numbers we need to know. The moving inaccuracy of the Mac 10 is 13.99. The moving inaccuracy of the Bison is 27.57. So I feel like you would be, if you know the numbers, which I'm sure nobody does, you'd be mad to buy it on the T side because it makes no sense. You need to swing. That's the whole point of the Mac 10 and why you can abuse it. It's cheaper. So really, at most, you might buy it on the CT side where you're holding a position and you're firing into players who are swinging on your position. But it doesn't really have utility on the T side with those stats. Like it doesn't make sense to buy it.
All right. Well, I think I completely agree. That's some good theory. And I mean, maybe through a smoke or something, right? You could afford to put 10 bullets through a smoke and you didn't have to reload. That might be one of the benefits as well. So yeah, defensively, probably going to make a lot more sense.
Okay, we've got a force buyback. 3 rifles for Geng.G. The AK-47 on Daps. Automatic with that Deagle once again. He's been pretty good with that. The swing from some will do nothing. Bente gets the aim punch. They'll delay them with some flashes from Kusta at the very least, but he's only got 50 HP now with the M4A4. No rotation from Geng.G. They will hold on to A. He's been smoked off from Arch, however. FPX in a very strong position now.
Good restraint for them not just to go directly for the bomb site. They could have maybe guessed where that flashbang was coming from, so they don't want to just challenge it right away. But that's the kind of mistake that, you know, a newish team could have easily made. It's good to see them not do that. 3 on 5. And Geng.G, I don't mind this gamble. If you go to A, you save the rifles. If they come B, then you just give it up anyway. Makes a lot of sense to me. Oh, wow. Was there a gap? No, he's just spraying.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
But that seems to be deterring them as well. I mean, he should know where he got shot from. But still they're going to rotate towards the A bomb site, which is very curious. I got shot from CT, and now they're moving into a stack. So this is going to end in a disaster, I feel like. Daps trying to stay alive now, but surely they'll have a position on him. 20 seconds to plant a bomb, and it's only Daps. But I feel like they didn't really use the information so well there, because he must know he got shot from CT through a smoke.
Yeah, you can definitely hear the range of that as well, can't you?
But I suppose maybe they read that there's a chance they were rotating towards B. But even so, they kind of probably have the B bomb site. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I think that maybe, I mean, they should have maybe lost that round. The fact that they actually won that engagement is a little bit ridiculous. There's not going to be another force coming out. I can't believe he managed to get the headshot spray at that range. Unless Dapper was literally crouched shooting through the smoke, which I don't know if he was, but...
Must be nice. Yeah, well, this is a less than ideal start for Geng.G, but it's FPX who are on the comeback.
With NUKE as the deciding map, that could get really interesting.
Dapper gets his bell rung, and he's the information man here. He's the expendable man with the Mac 10. It's okay if he dies, you need to find the information. So that position where Daps is wallbangable now with the new update, one of the changes. So maybe we'll see some people spraying that later on. Oh, it's a lot of damage with these USPs, but nothing else to be done. I think that wallbang is weird, though, because if you're trying to... There's a door in the middle of the wall which you can spray through the gap. The problem is, if you're spraying through the gap and someone's on the corner, they could swing while you're aiming at the wall and just shoot you for free. So it's a weird one.
Well, actually, just to... That door you've been able to shoot through, not to that specific spot, but into the actual site with, if you wanted to, forever. Because there's a window inside of that room where the door goes into. It's where the people boost up even. But again, I completely agree. If you're standing in the middle of the hallway doing that, you're kind of an easy target.
3 Geng.G players will start towards B, an exchange of grenades. Well, HG could be... Oh no, it's just gone the wrong way. They're by the logs though, FPX. There's a smoke, a T-smoke in the middle of Banana now. How long will 3 players from Geng.G entertain? Automatic's holding a smoke, a flash to go over the roof if there's a push from the CTs, the Ts rather. Well, that was a jumble of a sentence. Anyway, there goes the flash. Some has a quick look and doesn't see a whole lot.
So I'm not going to get aggressive on out there, but he was alone for quite a while. And it was looking a little bit scary as well. Just with the FAMAS out there. He's going to be boosted up inside of the bomb site. Bentet, in fact, with Som down on the low ground. They have no Molotovs, so if it ends up a B push, this boost should be pretty effective, I think. See what happens. 45 seconds. They're picking up the bomb now, and looks like they want to make their way back. And Automatic is quite far back. If he gets smoked off, they could go for this. They can actually, if they defeat either Kruster or Daps in a pretty quick fashion, this could be a lost round very quickly for Geng.G. But I think they just need that one opening kill. And at 28 seconds, man, this is late. No one's checking top banana either for Geng.G.
Yeah, it's just guesswork for Geng.G. And Automatic's made the wrong guess, heading towards B bomb site. Daps taken out in the apartments, leaving Kusa to try and stop the plant, but he won't get any kills, and the round's over. They've lost position. All they can do now is throw good money after bad, and they'll just try to save on the B bomb site. Really horrible start for Geng.G, but great success from Funplus Phoenix. You'd hope they'd learn lessons from Mirage and won't let opportunities slip away this time.
No, they're building such a great early half here on Inferno. That was... I was very, very late. And I think Automatic was actually starting to try and cheat over towards the B bomb site, but they just didn't have any information. And that actually is something that's worth watching for Geng.G's defense here on this map. It's a problem that a lot of teams will run into, but you need to know something about what's happening at top mid or banana or, you know, just every once in a while. And they were pretty much blind as soon as they lost the fight for top banana.
5-1 for the Phoenix. Pretty good start for them. 4 rounds in a row now. Maximum loss bonus for Geng.G. The only thing that they have to shout about at present. And this is the buy between the 4 buys, which is just some pistols to join the rifles, more or less. Still a dangerous round. There's only one flashbang, however. feel like towards Banana you can always do, or try and do something with those flashes over the top, but they will keep their money for the round to come instead. They will win the early exchange on Banana. Now, how aggressive will they get? With only 3 rifles, they'll need to try and get an early advantage somehow, but the Molotovs might stop that. Oh, that's even worse.
That FAMAS versus AK. Not a good fight. And he'd already been grenaded by Dapper early on anyway, so he was gonna lose that fight pretty quickly no matter what. Crashies around the corner, but started to fall back. And if they hit the B bomb side again, it looks like they're making a really good choice. They've even brought a Molotov this time if PTR wants to throw that in there. Could be annoying for Bentet. So many rounds out of Geng.G early on here on Inferno where they just don't have quite the right utility. They're cheating over towards the B bomb side, which is amazing. That's some good timing, but they still are going to have a hard time coming through the smoke. Kusta with a kill. Bentet still going down, and Automatic should not be able to do much of anything here with about 40 seconds. Wanted to maybe cheat that smoke, but not worth it.
I reckon he's going for it. I mean, he can buy in the next round anyway. He's on the site. Why not go for the 1 versus 3? He hasn't given his position away just yet. Looking to get the opening kill and trying to avoid the trade fraggers. Figure out where people are. Spotted Crashies going for the spray. Activating the rest of the team now, but he won't be able to finish Crashies off. He survives with 8 HP. They'll make sure he's dead. He definitely is. It's a good spot for Crashies into the next round as well. Ooh, from miles away. I like the erratic gaps between the spray.
Yeah.
False sense of security. It's like over towards B on at when someone hides behind a smoke in the B bomb site in a little corner, you can spray it, and sometimes the CT walks into it after the spray. So you give a few seconds and spray again, and sometimes you get a free kill.
It feels like you've really, just mind gamed them completely when you do that. It's a good feeling.
Very rewarding. Endorphins for free.
Do you think Automatic at that point in time was just like, how come none of his teammates are helping him out? I'm just shooting him in the corner. He was swinging towards Dark, thinking like, surely at some point someone's going to come try and, save their teammate. And they just didn't.
It's a sad state of affairs at the beginning of this game for Geng.G, but again, being the pick of Funplus Phoenix, they're in a good spot thus far, but again, they haven't been able to convert those good spots on Mirage when they had the opportunity. Those were big opportunities, so my mind is shrouded with doubt until I see them go all the way with this map. How deep will Automatic go now? Always nice to get those picks towards the bench in mid if you're a CT sniper, but maybe they will come into play later on. And in terms of having map control taken away, I would like Automatic going late towards lane later on. John, oh God, didn't want to take that duel then. Couldn't find a way out from those flames, and that'll be the 5 versus 4 that Geng.G really needed.
Almost felt like if he had just taken the duel, he might have won it.
Yeah, that was so awkward.
He's trying to avoid that responsibility. So they're going to move Som all the way across the map. His low health, not really needed at the B-bomb side any longer. Bomb is really far back at the moment, but FPX, I mean, putting Dapper up here to try and control top Banana, and I think they're going to try and take top mid control, which again is it's very fundamental, basic Counter-Strike here for the T side of Inferno. They want to do it at, are they waiting for Geng.G to come? Look, I guess they are just hanging around, but yeah, now they're going to slowly sneak in. I'm getting worried now, though. 35 seconds. The bomb is still in T-spawn, James. Hopefully no one's forgot about that.
Looks like Dapper will go to collect it. So the AWP being on the B-bomb site, you won't see that late repeat. Kusta, they line up for him. Some will help out as well, and Dapper's the only one who was collecting the bomb, so he's late to the party. 10 seconds, and with 7,200 in the bank, maybe it's a question of damage for him. He's got sound cues of 1. Could get 2, looking for the transfer, but it'll be minimal damage for Geng.G. They will solidify only their second round of the game thus far. Maybe it's a turning point for them.
I actually think they were so committed to the plan of just having that mid control and hoping that someone from Geng.G walks into it. And when that never happened, they just ran out of time. They're like, surely someone's got to peek this middle at some point in time. And no one ever did. And then they had 25 seconds to just go for it.
Automatic makes his way up, looking for flashbangs. It's nice to be by that wall, because if you get a HEs up top mid, it gives you a lot of cover from them. So you take a lot less damage. Dapper by the logs on Banana, trying to figure out what the CTs are up to. Playing a dangerous game, though. If someone's there peeking, surely he'd get blasted with a jump like that, but he's alive. No one's there. Automatic back towards A with the AWP. Reminds me of old Inferno and that gate at the back of the B bomb site where you could boost and see from Banana.
That was exciting.
Those
yeah,
are fun times. Wall bangs for days.
Yeah, a lot of ways to abuse that for sure. But they're going to go quick this time. Some by the coffins. Just a quick peek. Oh, Bentet with the lineup. That's going to be a beautiful double. And Som will be called into action through the smoke. And Crashies will get a kill, but that's on the other side. So this is still all on PTR. If they want any chance, he's going to have to get one. Ooh, nearly could have had that. I don't know if the gun was sticking through, but it wasn't that far away. He tries to fake it, but a little bit too committed. 35 seconds here for the 1-on-2.
Crashies swings out, but he can't get anything else done there. I think he was looking for a fast play while he had the 1v1 before the rotation came in, but it didn't work out for him. And Geng.G find a consecutive round. The money now for FPX has started to get low. They probably only need to eco for one round, but that is one round where Geng.G can build some money. We'll see what they opt to go for. A nice transfer from Bentet. So nice to see him on a higher tier team.
Yeah, it really is. And I don't think, I mean, just given the lineup, we haven't even seen the best out of them yet.
Yeah.
There's still so much to come, but I completely agree.
So much experience for him to get. I think it's really hard to play top-tier Counter-Strike while mostly playing in Asia. So it really is a golden opportunity for him.
Oh, look at Dapper. He's not really far in. If Automatic isn't careful, he's scoped up, but there are a lot of people around this corner. And he's going to be checking the close line. Doesn't matter. Dapper will take him down, picking up the AWP and continuing to run. They're all going to flood in here in Bentet. That's going to be a lot of fights on his hands. If they come around the corners both ways, he's in trouble. What's the response here for Geng.G?
Yeah, in trouble is putting it politely. They're waiting for a CT to make a mistake. They're just casting doubts. I mean, what do you do here if you're on a CT? There's so many footsteps around that CT position, but they haven't pushed towards A. They haven't pushed towards B. So if you try to help Bentet, that might be what they're waiting for. So what can you really do but wait for them to make their next play? Oh dear, the AWP has a look towards top mid and sees nothing. Again, Kusa not holding the angle 100% of the time. Maybe keeps him alive. But what is play from Funplus now? The only player they have fishing around is Crashies, who will get some information. See that Kusa's on lane, trying to make their way towards the site now. They're falling from all directions. Daps has got a lot to do, falling back on the side, but surely this collapses. Indeed it does. All base of 1 kill on long.
That just can't happen. I mean, that's a lot to get from just 1 kill on that AWP. It's a central part of the map, but still. Dapper also holding the library at the end and getting one more shot in there with that AWP. So that is one hell of a round out of FPX. And Geng.G, I don't know. That's kind of a little bit unacceptable. They didn't have mid control at all, and the first person to go and check it out without any backup or anything is going to be the AWP close to Arch. Never mind that he could have just as well tried to shoot someone at the corner at middle and then had Dapper swing on him anyway. It didn't even have to be, a straight up walking into the deagle kind of situation. It's just he shouldn't be alone that close, I think, with the AWP. And they had people inside of the bomb site that could have come help him out, I think.
That leaves them almost broke. We'll see what the shortcomings look like, what Bentet will have to take into this round. CZ75, it seems, and he's had some important impact frags, but it's still, well, we're in round 11 now, and there's only 3 rounds on this CT side so far for Geng.G, so it's looking very difficult for them. That's supposed to be an eco round for Funplus, and it was, but look at the potential. Som with 2, and there's a rifle for Bentet. That is a great result. They've got control of half the map. Funplus Phoenix want to respond to this quickly. Looks like Crashies will burst through the smoke top mid, but can they get an opening kill?
That's such a result for Som. He just continued to spray. Right now, very much the star, it seems, to Geng.G. Him and Kuster at the moment. Both playing a really, really good game. Crashies and Mitch, again, they're so far forward. I think that they're probably confused about why they're not able to get some of these fights. But Geng.G are, you know, really far back on the map. They have been for pretty much all throughout, which I think it's been a huge weakness. But in some of these scenarios, it can help out in terms of not giving away free kills. Over at the B bomb site, boosted, and with Som there to figure out if anyone's going to be showing up. He even has a Molotov if they need it. Timing is so good. 30 seconds. Going to be putting it up. Let's see if they can actually re-engage this. They do have a smoke, so if they smoke it up and watch for the boost to get the kill on Bentet, this round is suddenly going to be back in play. Grenades go everywhere, and Kusta taking down Mitch, and they don't check for the boost, and whatever chance there was, it's absolutely gone. A flawless round for Geng.G.
Very important turnaround. That really allows them to get a reasonable score in this CT half now. That was looking hopeless for them, but...
Was he was jumping to teabag him. He was dunking that.
Wow. It's tea all over the shop.
Yeah.
Just making a mess out there. Breaking the family china. Well, Geng.G, I mean, this is very, very swingy now. Both teams finding themselves in strong positions, but I mean, I feel like the score could have been heavily in Funplus Phoenix's favor after that eco round win, but Geng.G turned it around once more. Well, there's a rifle to be collected if they can get to it. Automatic, got to be careful now. He's got nobody to watch apartments for him. And FPX will try to use the numbers to burst. 2 rifles on the T side. So line up some grenades towards the bomb site. That HE will be very fruitful indeed. That's so much damage. They're lining up for him as well, Gustav. He's maimed Funplus somewhat. Now, they still have these 2 rifles in play. And there's only 2 players on this A-bomb site, so they've got a man advantage for the time being. The Shadow gives Automatic some warning, and 1 rifle's taken away.
Yeah, that was a nice little flick, wasn't it? There's still the 2 rifles, as you were pointing out. It's going to be increasingly hard to put them to use. Automatic not going to miss that shot either. Good double kill for him. PTR. Kind of late in the half here, but still, if you could do some damage, I mean, the economy's not that great for Geng.G. Actually, if he could somehow find 2 kills here, that would be massive. Shoulder peeking it a bit. Oh, Automatic on the other side. Jumping down this PTR. He does get the kill. That's enough. That's so much damage. I don't think he's going to live through the round. Backing off into the smoke. He actually still alive even after the bomb plant. That's ridiculous, but I think they saw him transitioning into the pit, so they definitely know. They've got a grenade as well. Jumping up a bit, and Bentet will take him down. Wow. That's so much damage.
Yeah, that became winnable for a time, but Geng.G managed to survive. Scary rounds on the CT side of Inferno for Geng.G. They've made it to 5, though. Their score is beginning to look reasonable. Funplus Phoenix, though, will be happy with 7 rounds so far, I think, with the potential for more. Now, Automatic and Som still have money in the bank, so it's interesting. Someone's going to be at a big disadvantage if they lose this round. Not a lot going on for Funplus in their bank account.
Yeah, so it could be kind of a critical round here. I actually think 5 rounds, it's not exactly great for Geng.G, but it's probably enough that they can build some pretty cool stuff on the second half. I mean, they've got that buffer. Som will continue the spray like he did earlier, but he'll get taken down. Geng.G just peeking out from behind the woodlogs and take him down. It's a 4-on-4 now with Crashies and Mitch trying to do something over at the A side.
Taps with a standard off angle, Automatic, the AWP on lane. Again, that can have a big part to play in the late rounds for a CT side with a forced off of top mid. Mitch waiting for a peek, waiting for a response to these grenades, perhaps. His teammates are creeping. Will there be a flashbang for him to swing? Automatic has a pretty good angle. Smoke towards Moto. Geng.G's taken out. That's a big warning. That delivers a smoke grenade. That doesn't connect with Mitch, though, who will get the 180 as well. 2-on-2 as Bentet makes his way towards the A-bomb site. But Kusa's on a very long rotation. What is that from Bentet?
That is so ridiculous. It looked like he was controlling the spray. Crashy's finally going to get the bomb down here, and he can re-smoke that position, but I don't think it's going to hold Ben's head off forever anyway. And that might be a huge gap in that smoke. I think it landed a little bit towards himself. Yeah, there is a gap there. He's actually abusing it, getting the kill. Knife out. Oh, no. He could have definitely had that. He was just so quick to try and transition out of that. A 6th round for Geng.G. My God, he would have had that kill.
The Q button is the devil. That's what I'm seeing. Geng.G now with 3 rounds in a row. Skin in their teeth, but a round is a round. And they need them on the CT side. 2 more to fight for. The bomb plan is helpful for Funplus. We'll see what they choose to do, but the money is still rough. Looks like it will be pistols with some grenades and Kevlar here and there. It's got to be a frustrating end to that round for Funplus Phoenix, but here we are. See, Nico's won already, so you never know.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of that happening, hasn't there, throughout this game so far. Geng.G not going to want to stick around. Some amazing counter grenade coming out there. That is so much damage considering what they have to work with. Som just going to be down to 29.
Looks like Som will be... Will he be taking the AWP? Well, he's met automatic. They will switch positions, but he'll stay with the M4A4. Automatic being dead the AWP for quite a while now. Been a long time since we saw him as a rifler. FPX now looking to take control of Banana. Got some delay grenades, and Bentet makes his way over. Bentet, the beast of the B bomb site, looking to do some more damage, but first he'll be a flashbang for his teammate. Kusta sees one. If he can stop it getting towards the pool, that'll be fantastic. Great crossfire through the smoke, running off distraction from his teammate. Perfect cleanup from Geng.G.
That was finally a confident and comfortable round coming out from Geng.G. But again, I think 7 rounds is well within the acceptable. I think people sometimes get a little bit carried away by how CT-sided we've seen Inferno be in the past. I don't think it always is anymore. I think it's perfectly possible to get exactly what FPX are doing right now, and you know, still there might not be quite enough here on the T side. So, got to be careful about how much you read into it, I believe. 15 kills on Kusta. He's having himself a fantastic game going into the 15th round here. Automatic will pick up a kill and a follow-up, and he is shutting it all down. He's got backup behind him. An amazing triple kill coming out here. And that is a statement, isn't it?
It really is. A fantastic way to end the half for Geng.G. A monstrous performance from Automatic with the AWP. I love the jiggles before the scope comes in, because when you're scoped in, obviously you move a lot slower. So he used his movement as best he could to get information and then punish. Geng.G, can they do it in 2? We will find out after the break. It is time for the second half. Geng.G lead by 1 round, 8-7. They move to the T side. Will we see P250 is always my first question. But it depends. We've seen, again, we saw Funplus Phoenix on their T side on the previous map with a great idea with utility. And we see utility coming out here for the likes of Automatic and Daps, all Glocks for now. So what do they have in mind? How do they get those close quarters to use the Glocks?
I mean, it's fun with the Glocks, right? Because you can guess it's probably going to be pretty fast once it gets going. Sometimes with the P250s, you have a little bit more waiting around. Dapper going to quickly fall back, and they don't really want to chase him. And I don't really mind. They have to set up those grenades for it to make sense to even bind them. If they throw a grenade at Geng.G, that could be fun. That Molotov, we'll see if it happens. Not yet. There's the Molotov out, and it's going to be at least forcing him a little bit out in the open. He's behind the pillar, and a kill on Geng.G coming down. Some running through their own Molotov. That is some commitment to clearing out that position.
Well, they've taken the site. Some has a decoy. I would love to see him use it as a fake flash and try and push construction or something. That'd be really cool. But he is not going to be doing that. He's pretty far away. Found himself a P2000, however. Going for some pre-fire, just wasting time. There's no kit on these 4 FPX players. They have some position, but no one's peeking just yet. Got to swing. That's one way to do it. Dapper helps his teammate get one as well. 3 versus 2. And someone's got to get on that bomb soon. Oh, my God. Okay, never mind. Oh, it's going to be a close one, actually.
It's going to be really close.
I don't think he's got it. I don't think he's got it. If he does, though... Oh, there it is!
I don't think...
They didn't take any damage. They're all going to get the cheap helmets.
Yeah, you're right.
What if they had M4 A1Ss as well? With the cheaper price?
Yeah, they've reduced it. I don't know. I kind of want to go. I haven't played with the M4A1 for, I don't know, 5 years at least.
I switch back and forth depending on how I feel on the day. So I play with both. But the problem with that is I end up doing M4A4 spray with the M4A1 and shooting people in the feet and then dying.
So you've gamed yourself.
To go back to those Twitch VOD references, yeah, that's how it works out for me.
Well, we'll see. I'll give it a second chance. We'll test it out. I think I decided to not use it after like one time spraying through a smoke and running out of bullets at the end. I was like, this is it. I can't go back to this. It was too painful. Stuck with me. Don't ever want to do it again. Well, FPX winning another pistol round. They've become good at it. They did lose the second round in the first half, so if they can avoid doing that here, then they're on their way to something great. With the bomb plant, though, Geng.G have bought AKs, and they're sneaking in through long, and Dapper, he's up at the half wall. He's so committed to it. He does have a little bit of backup behind him with PTR, but he still needs to win the opening fight, and now he's got spotted, and that is dangerous. Yeah, I think he could even got killed just falling off the wall there.
FPX have basically no grenades. Crashies has a flash on pit of A, so they're playing a responsive game at this moment. Unless Geng.G feels like peeking top mid of a fan match, which he will actually do, and see that nobody's there. But will he be able to rotate in time? Doesn't look like he will be. Dapper spots Daps and takes him out. Has to fall back now, but they will not assume that upper boost position is that no one is there. A spray through the smoke as well, and things have escalated quickly, not in favor of Funplus Phoenix.
Oh, Som, if he had clicked the trigger then, he already got the first kill. Geng.G comes right through at the end of the smoke, and taking down Som is at least something automatic. He's not going to win the fight, weirdly. Crashies does go down, and it's still looking pretty good for Geng.G here. They could be stealing a second round. Low health on Geng.G, and he's going to be going down, and Kusta has not been missing many shots throughout this Inferno map at all. Another triple kill on him. We'll put about a 19 overall. And Geng.G, revenge now. They are, I think with that second round, I think they're going to be very, very close to knocking out FPX here. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for them to establish a lot of control in the second half.
In my opinion, it is more favorable for a T side to win the force buy in the second round than it is to win the pistol, because it puts the CT at a minimum, rather than having that Anders, they're in a crap situation.
Yes. And it almost forces them to make more decisions, right? Like it takes more sort of talking back and forth about how exactly you want to play it. It's not just a straight line like they normally would be. If you just lose the pistol on the CT side, you know what you're doing, right? You're like, all right, we know what's coming next. But here you actually have to think a little bit more about it. It leaves open the possibility that you make a mistake, like maybe force buying could be.
Nice lineup from Som to take that coffin angle away. Have to try that later on. 5 Deagles still on deck for Funplus Phoenix. A 3-2 setup. Just looking to pop heads, really, and wait for Geng.G to make their play.
Daps captaining the team and also leading the charge here into Arch.
This is this setup used to be used by Team Liquid a long time ago on rifle rounds, where we'll talk about it later, because there is a push into the B bomb. It's like Geng.G charging through. He can, but that won't be much. So there was a rare Liquid sort of they used to do where somebody would be holding a pixel angle from that mini monolith through the arch, and they would fire a shot, and then the person would swing from library to play off the distraction, which is a setup we saw attempted by the Deagles. Didn't quite work out though.
It's great to see some of those, some of those strats cycle back in again, right? I mean, that's the whole point of the metagame, right?
I only ever saw Liquid do it one time, but I thought it was really awesome.
Do you think anyone ever... I mean, the game plays so differently, obviously. There's going to be a lot of strats from 1.6 that aren't going to be usable. But even if you don't need to, you know, go back and steal an entire strat from some ancient team, you could... I bet you could still look at something and just be inspired by it. Like, you could look at how something plays, say, okay, well, it can't be imported directly into CSGO because, you know, the mechanics are going to be a little bit different. But maybe there's still some fundamental thing that you could, you know, get out of it. That would be a fun exercise to do for a team.
Inspired from the idea of something. Still have the NOA stack on Dust too. Peter has a flash.
Yeah, and they're just waiting for the contact, aren't they? I mean, you could do it just to counter 3 and go at any one random time, but it's obviously fun if you can just see the tip of a gun barrel and get that timing in perfectly. Looks like Geng.G are committed, though, to being very careful in this round. If they lose both the rifles, that would suck, especially as the bomb is really far back, but we'll see. There's the attention, and not quite what they were hoping for. Flashbang does nothing at all. I think, PTR has actually dropped it. He got shot in the face, I guess, so
yeah,
they'd have to go and pick it up and then recommit to it, and this is not working out well.
Yeah, he was holding mouse 1, so I think it exploded on his body.
I mean, this will hopefully never happen. Hopefully no team will ever have to be subjected to me trying to coach them. But if it ever did happen... they actually knife him!
Got it as well.
Oh, no!
Value.
That's worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, Automatic enjoyed that, even though he was the victim.
It was that good. I've always wanted to try and just enforce arbitrary rules on a team, just to see if you would discover something by accident. So, you know, let's say the rule is you can throw no smokes before there's under a minute left. You say, would that be a good idea? Probably not. But what if you learned something, you know, that you wouldn't never discover otherwise? So just make up a random rule and follow through with a couple of practice games.
Yeah, there are definitely things like that which happen in scrims where... Which is why I think it's weird when people say, oh, you know, we did great in scrims. But what if the other team were trying to achieve one thing in particular?
Yeah.
And the score didn't matter, you know? False security, the bomb flying up the lane position. This might end in disaster for Geng.G. Looks like it will.
Oh, dear.
That was a really wild round, and the fast play didn't work out for them. They didn't get enough kills either. They do have a buy in the hole, so if you want to take a risk and doing it early when you still got a full buy is the time to do it.
I think the ultimate example of what you were talking about in terms of, you know, not worrying too much about the practice games, probably when you used to watch, you know, StarCraft players doing it, you know, just playing on the Korean ladder or something like that, and running the same strat literally again and again and again. Even if you knew that some of the time you'd be running it against a composition that you were going to lose 100% of the time, you still need to learn how that works. And people should be doing the same in Counter-Strike practice games, to some extent at least.
No substitute for experience. 2-round lead for Geng.G. Funplus Phoenix now looking to secure their position with confidence after a very brief round, it seems, once that push started from Geng.G.
He's got the alt boomstick. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. AWP Boom, one of the classics.
That is a classic.
I remember a time when that was considered expensive. At least for me.
Yo, I definitely. That was one of the hype things you'd get before the Dragon Lore came out.
Yeah.
That and the Lightning Strike, I guess.
Yeah, Lightning Strike was super cool. I still have one of those.